Mic check, mic check.
Muy buenas tardes. Estamos a punto de iniciar la conferencia de prensa Nogales Bicycle Classic, edición 13, aquí de las instalaciones de Círculos de Paz. Ya un par de minutos, creo que ya va a dar inicio. Ready?
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference for the 13th annual Nogales Bicycle Classic. Ya son 3 años. And thank you to our panel for coming to participate in this press conference. This is one of my favorite parts of doing this. This is my 5th year, right? 5th year doing this. And this is one of my favorite. The whole thing's fun. The whole thing's awesome. But seeing these very, very awesome, important people and putting them on the spot is my favorite part, for sure. So, yeah, let's start out by introducing our guests. Actually, no. First, we're going to start out with acknowledgements and our partners. Blanca, can you grab the mic really quick? All right, so our presenting and major sponsors, we want to acknowledge and thank them, which are South 32, Unisource Energy Services, Santa Cruz Community Foundation, Santa Cruz County Superintendent of Schools, and Santa Cruz County Health and Human Services. Did you want to give them a quick thank you and a shout out?
Muchas gracias, lo voy a hacer en español. Muchas gracias por estar aquí, cada uno de ustedes, por el apoyo, la ayuda que nos han dado. 13 años ya, no lo puedo creer, y siempre tenemos las mismas personas en esta mesa porque nos siguen apoyando y les agradecemos inmensamente la ayuda que nos dan. Una cosa muy importante es que cada dinero, cada donación, cada ayuda que nos dan va directamente a los servicios que ofrece Círculos de Paz, así que pues muy agradecidos, y sé que el staff que está aquí también les agradece desde el fondo de nuestro corazón. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. Okay. Now let me introduce our panel. Starting out, right here on this end, we have Dr. Pereira from Mariposa Community Health Center. Introduce yourself really quick.
Yeah, hi. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Lali Pereira, soy director médico de Mariposa Community Health Center y estamos honrados por estar aquí. Este es un evento muy favorito de nosotros, donde proveemos servicios médicos a aquellos participantes. Muchas gracias por invitarnos y nos vamos a ver mañana.
Thank you. We've already introduced Blanca, of course. Roy Bermudez from Unisource Energy Services.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes. My name is Roy Bermudez. I'm the district manager for Unisource here in Nogales, Santa Cruz County. First of all, congratulations to Circle of Peace. Congratulations to Cero Estrés for putting this together. And congratulations to everybody sitting at this table for the support they've given this great event. We've been here since, I believe, the initiation 13 years ago, when every year it's been getting bigger and bigger. And for that, congratulations, and we look forward to being part of it right now and in the future. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you very much. Sandra Moraga from South 32.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. What a pleasure to be here and see so many familiar faces. It's amazing to be here once again. Sandra Moraga, I'm a community specialist for South 32, and for us it's an honor to be at this table and tomorrow with all the action en poquitas Coca-Colas.
Okay, and then of course, Giuliano from US Cycling.
Yeah, so we're super excited to be here for the 4th year for the state championship event, and yeah, it's such a wonderful event. It's so much good community support, and to see the outpouring of the community to come together for this is something really special.
Apologies, we have a late arrival. There's always a train, which you will hear a lot of tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of train tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Manny Coppola from the Santa Cruz Community Foundation.
Yeah, happy to be here today. Sorry I was a little late, but just thrilled to continue supporting this effort
and it addresses a lot of things. It addresses our local economy. It addresses health, right? And just a cohesiveness within our community. It's amazing. It's been 13 years and still going and going stronger.
So I have to acknowledge something really quick. So right now, when Mr. Coppola walked in, I turned and I did not recognize him because I haven't seen him without a beard in I don't know how many years. It looks good. It looks real good. All right, Chief Jimenez from Nogales Police Department.
Good afternoon, everybody. I don't know, something's going on. But anyway, once again, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the invitation. I'm here. I'm representing the Nogales Police Department to support this event. As Mr. Coppola said, it's been 13 years. We've been part of it since the onset of it. And we're here to make sure that everybody's safe and enjoys the event.
And then Pablo Ramirez Valenzuela from the Consulado General de Nogales.
Thank you very much. Yes, Paola Ramirez, I'm the Deputy Consul General on behalf of Consul General Marcos Moreno. He will have actually the honor tomorrow of presenting the medals, and he just told me that it will be really an honor to present them. And of course, just we're here also showing how important it is the partnership that we do have with Circles of Peace. So also we want to congratulate you for keep doing this for 13 years. We hope that it will be coming for many more. So congratulations and thank you for keep doing it. Thank you.
And of course, I am Joe Wright. Nice to meet you all. All right. So now it's the moment that you're all waiting for. You ready for some questions? No? All right. Really quick before we get started, I want to acknowledge, make sure that that microphone is picking up. Do you guys, Edgardo, are you able to catch on that, pick up on that microphone? All right, so let's just get right into it. Paula, como usted tiene el micrófono, empezamos con usted. Paula, este evento, 13 años, ¿no? Y el consulado ha participado, yo creo que desde el inicio, ¿no? Del primero. ¿Por qué este evento es tan importante para el consulado, para participar, para ser un sponsor, para la comunidad?
Justamente por eso, creemos que este evento es una manera de promover el deporte de manera también binacional, México, Estados Unidos, lo cual es fundamental. También promueve la economía local y bueno, la contribución que se está haciendo también mediante este evento a los programas que realizan, creemos que es fundamental, principalmente también porque muchos de los programas que nosotros podemos realizar en el consulado a favor de la comunidad, no nada más digamos mexicana que está en Nogales, sino de la comunidad de Nogales, de ambos Nogales, es gracias a este tipo de participación, ¿no? Destacamos, por ejemplo, lo que sería la ventanilla de asesoría financiera con la cual contamos, también los programas de emprendimiento no serían posibles si no tuviéramos este tipo de asociaciones. Entonces es fundamental para nosotros.
Muy bien, y muchos de los participantes, siempre, cada año hay muchos participantes que vienen de México y para participar en nuestro evento, que estamos bien agradecidos, ¿no? Muy bien, y otra cosa que hacemos cada año en el evento, hacemos el National Anthem de los Estados Unidos, pero también cantando de México. Y en una comunidad de Nogales, ambos Nogales, que es binacional, porque es importante hacer eso para esta comunidad.
Yo creo que también esta parte, no nada más en este evento, sino muchos de los otros eventos que realiza el Círculo de Paz, esta parte de la unidad, ¿no? La unión, si son ambos Nogales, pero es Nogales de alguna forma, ¿no? Nos beneficiamos mutuamente y es algo que se ve, yo creo que solamente aquí. Me ha tocado también por experiencias previas trabajar en otros puntos de la frontera y no se ve esta unión, es como una sola comunidad y todos nos terminamos beneficiando y buscamos por lo mismo el bienestar de todos y esta promoción del deporte. Bueno, es evidente que todos nos vemos beneficiados, ¿no? Con esto, la comunidad, ambas nos vemos beneficiados.
Muy bien, gracias. All right, let's go ahead and pass it over to Chief Jimenez. Oh, he wants to skip by. Ooh, not that lucky. No. So, Chief, welcome. Thank you for coming and participating with us. Now, security and safety is a really, really big part of this event. Ensuring the security and safety of the riders, of the volunteers, and of the staff that are keeping this running. What does the Nogales Police Department do to ensure that safety and security?
Well, just as you mentioned, our goal is to provide a safe and fun event. We can't forget that it needs to be fun for the participants, as you mentioned, the staff, volunteers, and the spectators, and the community, because there's people that at the same time are not part of this event, and we want to make sure that they traverse through the community safe. So we have been doing this, like I said, since the onset. We've had operational plans that have evolved since the beginning, and as the event grows, so does our participation. You know, we have officers that keep points of what we call traffic control or points of control. And in public safety in general, it's just not us, the Nogales Police Department, but I know there's the Sheriff's Office and the Department of Public Safety also is part of this, to include EMS. And our goal is, once again, just to do that, have a safe and fun event for everybody involved, and make sure that if anything does occur, we respond accordingly and quickly, and hopefully we don't, but we're there if we need to.
For sure. Now, one of the cooler parts is, you know, the motorcycles are riding with some of the cyclists, and seeing the lights come up. That's always telling you, oh, here come the riders. That's one of the cooler parts. And I know some of the officers actually have fun at this event too. I mean, you know, is there anything that you can comment on that?
No, sure, they do come and enjoy it. For the one thing they do is they're getting paid a little extra for coming out here. So let's be honest, okay. But they do come and enjoy it. They interact with the community, interact with people that are not from the community, and engage and talk to them where they're from, and they enjoy that discussions they have with the visitors, that whether it be riders or families of the riders or just spectators. And they know that's something that helps the community. It puts the word out there that Nogales, Arizona, and Sonora are doing something for the community that's good. And once again, their goal is to make sure it's safe and ensure that it happens more and grows more every year when it's done.
And my last question for you is, I mean, do you have any officers that are participating? I know in the past you've had officers that are participating. I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, our men in uniform keep it tight.
Well, not that I'm aware of. I know right now, unfortunately, like a lot of public safety, our staffing is you know, suffering with shortage and manpower issues. But you know, if they do participate, I wish them well, and hopefully they do well. But not that I'm aware at this point.
And just for the record, that was not a jab at the physical fitness of our Nogales Police Department.
I think you confused us with the fire department.
That was a jab. All right, Mr. Coppola,
Yes.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good, thank you for coming out and being here with us. Now, the Santa Cruz Community Foundation is also a big participant in this event. You know, why is it such an important event to this community?
Well, the reason we continue to fund this event is because it touches upon our mission, and the overarching mission is a healthy community, quality of life, and you know, robust. And so something like this obviously is a real injection for all of that. As I said before, economically it is a big boost, obviously, and for the riders it's fun, it's something, it's a healthy event for us and others to come and visit us here, and it's just, it encompasses all of that, and without batting an eyelash, we say, yeah, we need to fund that this year, because I think this event has become so integral in the community, and you know, what you all are trying to do is in line with what we want to see in our community.
Now, when this race happens, every year that we do this race, we get a lot of people from outside, which is amazing. It brings, like you said, it brings a lot of money. I'm going to go to Joey about that, because I'm going to do a repeat of last year when I asked you an economic question and Joey answered it. But before we get to that, now it is great having all these people come and participate. But is there something that we can do to get more people to participate, not just in the race itself, but in the event and booths and things like that? What can we do to get more people from our own community out there watching this, cheering the racers on, and participating?
Well, I appreciate the question. It's a little outside of the realm of the community foundation, but as a resident, as a lifelong native Nogalian, I think we need to figure out how to raise awareness. And there's a lot of social media that's been happening, and we need to reach the people where they're at online, through blogs, through videos, and that sort of thing. And I think that there's a real effort to do that. So it's just, I think it's a matter of time, and just by seeing how this event has grown in participation and strength, I think it's happening, Jay.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. All right, let's move it over to Joey. So, Joey, this is the fourth year that, is it my mic? Yeah. Yeah, mic check. Yeah, we're good?
Yeah.
All right, so Joey, it's the fourth year that we're doing the Arizona, the champions, right? The championship for the Arizona State, with USA cycling, right?
Right.
So why Nogales?
Well, actually, it's the only place that's hosting a standalone event like this. Everything else in our state's part of what's called a stage race. You have to do other events around it to get to the road event. And so this is the only one left in all of Arizona that is a standalone event.
Wow, that's actually incredible to hear, and makes me very happy. Let's keep it that way. No, I didn't mean that. Cycling is great everywhere, but we really love having USA Cycling hold their state championships here. Now, last year you gave me some numbers about the economic impact of these races have on the communities that they go through. Can you repeat those numbers, or have they changed?
Yeah, it's about the same. Right, registration this year it's a little bigger than last year, about the same, more riders more. I think we're at like 419, 420, something like that. So which is good to see, right? That we're growing, and we've added, from 4 years ago, we've added over 100, almost 200 some odd riders to the event, which is great to see. And then on top of that, when you start thinking about, well, how much money are people spending when they're coming from out of state? Or we have some riders coming from out of state for our event. They're coming from New Mexico and Colorado and Southern California and stuff. But if they're coming from Tucson or Phoenix or Flagstaff, right, so you're looking at hotel room, gas, dining out. And so if they're coming from Tucson, that could be as low as maybe they're spending like $80, something like that. If they're getting a hotel room, it could be $180, $200. And so if you magnify that over all the riders spending money, you're talking $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in terms of like economic impact of people coming in here, right, and visiting stores and restaurants and stuff like that. And that's what we've seen when we've hosted events in other smaller towns across the state, like up in Oracle and San Manuel, or in Duncan. All these people coming in. It's one of the biggest days, for the hotels and for the other services around that.
So we don't have anybody from the city or county, but I would really be interested in seeing maybe an actual case study done locally to see what kind of impact. I know that after the race, the restaurants are full. I haven't seen the hotels, but I imagine the number of the hotels.
I think they're completely booked out.
Yeah.
For tonight.
Is amazing. That's really awesome to see. I would really love to see local numbers. I'll reach out to the city and the county and see what they can do. Now, another question that I had for you is, how does the actual placing work?
Yes.
We haven't covered this in other years, and it's something that I really want to cover this year.
Yeah, so we have two different things happening tomorrow, right? So you have the non-championship event. So everyone who, they want to ride their bike, they have no desire to race or anything. They want to get out there, enjoy the beautiful scenery of the county, and just challenge themselves, physically over 22, 40, 62, or 70-some miles. So they can do those options, right? And they'll get a placement for that. No championship award or anything, but just a good feeling of that they accomplished this, and we honor the people that finished in the top 3 across the different genders and the categories for all that. And then for the race side of things, it's broken down by different categories and age groups as well. And so the categories are defined based on your ability to. So you have new riders, intermediate, advanced, professional, right, for men and women. And then there's also groups for folks who are over 35, 40, 45, 50, all the way up to 75 plus. And so they can sign up either for their age group or for their category. And then the first 3 riders across the line for each of those groups, first place is the state champion. So we're going to be awarding 40 state championship titles tomorrow across all the different distances, abilities, age groups, etc.
Now, registration is open until 7, right? So
Right.
if anybody's watching right now, they can still register. And they go to Circles of Peace website, or there's an Nogales Bicycle Classic.
NogalesBicycleClassic.com.
And when they register, is there an option to register also for the championship race?
So there is. You just have to have an annual license with USA Cycling to be eligible for that, which we've seen a number of people, decide, having done the race or the ride in previous years, hey, you know what? I think this year I'm going to challenge myself to do the actual championship event this year, right? So that's really cool to see. People kind of transferring over as maybe they get hooked on riding bikes, a couple of years ago doing the fun ride, and then they're like, all right, time to do the race next year.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Joey. Sandra, mi amiga.
Hola.
Ready?
Sí, lista.
Are you sure? A ver.
Ay.
So we're going to ask about your personal life first. I'm just kidding. I do want to ask you actually about your personal input and feeling of this, because you're a huge part of this community. What does this type of event mean to you personally?
Gracias por la pregunta. Bueno, como mujer hispana, como mujer latina, nogalense, orgullosa de esta ciudad, para mí esto es una oportunidad de unión y me sobran las razones para tirar fiesta. ¿Por qué? ¿Verdad? Es un evento muy, muy divertido, la verdad, el ver a toda la gente que viene. Es un evento que une naciones, estados, géneros, personas grandes, chicas, hombres, mujeres. Para mí es un honor ser parte de esto, honestamente. Aparte de eso, le agregas lo que podemos contribuir como personas para que esto salga bien. Es de verdad un gusto. Es un gusto ser parte de esto y agradezco muchísimo a Circles of Peace y a todos los organizadores y organizaciones que son parte de esto, de poder hacerme a mi parte del evento, pero también a South 32.
Muy bien, thank you. Y específicamente a South 32, ¿qué significa este evento? Porque ya sé que aparte de ser sponsors, you guys have racers, right? You have participants in the race.
Y están muy emocionados de que van a estar aquí mañana. Lo que sí, este evento significa para South 32 una oportunidad de hacer alianzas, de continuar con el desarrollo, de formar una comunidad fuerte, que tengamos de todo, recursos, que tengamos trabajos para que nuestros jóvenes, porque veo muchos jóvenes aquí, no se nos vayan de nuestra ciudad, oportunidades de trabajo, que se queden aquí para poder continuar haciendo no nomás este bicycle race, muchos más y otros tipos de eventos también. Así que la oportunidad la agradecemos, la queremos desarrollar y queremos continuar siendo parte de esta comunidad. De aquí somos y queremos continuar haciendo un impacto positivo de muchas maneras.
Muy bien. Y el impacto económico de este evento, y South 32 obviamente no es una compañía muy grande que vino a nuestra comunidad, que está participating in the economic cycle of this community. Has become a big part of the economic cycle of this community. So este evento, como dijo el Joey, es un evento que trae mucho dinero a nuestra comunidad. ¿Por qué es muy importante eso?
El desarrollo económico para South 32 es una de las metas principales. Sabemos que desafortunadamente Santa Cruz tenemos desventajas en muchos aspectos. Queremos ser parte de ese desarrollo económico, que nos den oportunidades, mejor trabajo, un mejor hogar, un mejor carro. ¿Cómo vamos a lograr eso? Creando una fuerza laboral que no nomás sea para la mina, sino que sea para toda la comunidad, que pase los negocios, las industrias. De esa manera vamos a contribuir creando trabajos que sean bien pagados, creando oportunidades para los estudiantes también para que continúen sus estudios y sobre todo desarrollando una fuerza laboral que a la misma vez va a contribuir con los impuestos, lo sabemos, a la economía de la región. Hay que más parques, más escuelas, más de todo. Hemos carecido por muchos años, así que de esa manera y de muchas más, South 32 va a ser de nuevo un cambio, un impacto positivo.
Muy bien. Thank you very much.
Oh, gracias, un honor.
All right, so before we continue, I want everybody to take a moment to admire the goatee on Red Bermudez here. Not too long ago, he couldn't have one, and he enjoys it, and it looks good. So he and Mr. Coppola switched. Roy Bermudez, Source Energy Services, how you doing?
Good about yourself.
Good. Like you mentioned earlier, you guys have been a part of this event from the beginning, from its inception. Why is it so important for Unisource to participate in this event?
Well, Unisource is part of the community, and we're always trying to give back. Our job is to obviously keep that gas going and the lights on, and to improve the quality of life in our community. We're always trying to make sure that especially our youth benefits, our community benefits, and indirectly, I mean, we're big sponsors, and we're trying to give back anything that we can to do to help. Indirectly, we're helping the Nogales Bike Classic, which indirectly helping Circles of Peace. In my other life, I worked with Circles of Peace for many years, and they do a very good job of keeping our community, helping our community and deficiencies that we have. And they've been doing a great job, so that's one of our goals, is to make sure that we provide and we keep on giving to make sure that we improve the quality of life. Now, this Bike Classic brings economic, obviously, advantages to our community. It puts Nogales on the map. As you were saying, there's riders from out of state coming in, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we're part of this, and it's exciting to be part of it. And thank you for inviting me. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. And now you also said you guys have volunteers. Like before, you mentioned that you guys have volunteers that participate in the event. What do the Unisource volunteers do?
This year we have various volunteers in Patagonia, giving out water and helping in whatever we can. I know that we have a couple of our employees going to be dropping that flag tomorrow morning to the start of one of the races. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, you guys are the 40-mile race.
Yes. So so anything that we can do, be a part of, anything that we can help our community, we're there. We're trying to give back, again, improve the quality of life and support in whatever aspect we can.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Blanca. Round of applause. Round of applause for Blanca.
Sí, no es día libre el lunes.
Now, before we do get started, I witness firsthand every year how much work the people of the staff and of Circles of Peace put into this event. Every year they're exhausted, they're overworked, but they love it, and they have high energy. They bring so much energy and so much passion and so much love to this event, and a lot of that is thankful to the wonderful director that they have, Blanca Acosta. So another round of applause.
Yo creo que es por ellos que yo estoy aquí, primeramente, ¿no? Y este evento es igual, no es solamente por Círculos de Paz, es por el staff y es por los voluntarios y por todos los patrocinadores. Yo creo que en estos 13 años el evento ha evolucionado grandemente. Yo puedo recordar el primer año donde solamente eran 30, 40 ciclistas, empezando el primer año. La razón por la que se empezó es para poder continuar dando servicios, no había fondos. Y el poner un evento como esto y que haya crecido de esta manera es lo que yo llamo un evento que creció orgánicamente gracias a la comunidad. Después vemos que otras agencias tienen esa cultura del ciclismo como Cero Estrés, que ha sido un apoyo muy grande todos estos años, y ver que más ciclistas se van uniendo a la causa. Para nosotros es pues esa emoción de poder seguir creciendo, ¿no? De poder seguir llevando este evento, y aunque Círculos no lo tenga quizás en años más adelante, este evento va a seguir, porque es un evento que va a dar para mucho, así como existen el Tour of Tucson o Bravo Cycling o other races. I know this event is going to continue. So para mí es un honor poder estar aquí y ayudar a todos a que se registren y nomás dar una sonrisa a quien va llegando. Pero gracias.
Muy bien, gracias por todo lo que haces tú y lo que hacen ustedes aquí de Circle of Peace. Otra pregunta, voy a preguntar lo mismo que pregunté al señor Coppola. ¿Qué podemos hacer para traer más de nuestra comunidad al evento, a participar, a ser spectators? ¿Qué podemos hacer para atraer a más gente?
Yo también quisiera esa respuesta, porque hacemos mucho, o sea, tenemos un staff ahora de 20 personas y sé que ellos van a todas partes, no falta un solo lugar donde van y tocan la puerta, anuncian el evento, tenemos partners que nos ayudan en el periódico, We Love Nogales promociona el evento, social media, todo el tiempo se está promocionando, tratamos de hacerlo mejor, pero creo que la comunidad necesita conocer, venir en persona quizás, experimentar de primera mano qué es el evento para que así sigan viniendo. Que vean que no solamente es para ciclistas, es para cualquier persona, ya sea que no corras o que corras, ven, observa qué hay, qué estamos ofreciendo y de ahí yo pienso que las personas se van a interesar. Que salgan de sus casas.
Hay comida.
Comida, hay fiesta,
tacos.
hay música, hay todo.
Exactamente,
Todo,
hay
todo.
música, bailo.
El Joe va a bailar. So. Yes.
¿Planes para el futuro? Para seguir, porque eso no es decir que no ha crecido mucho. Out of the country, from out of state, US Cycling. ¿Planes para crecer más?
Eso es algo que estamos viendo todavía ahorita porque el evento ha crecido demasiado y es algo que nuestra mesa directiva se ha preguntado. Es algo que solamente Círculos de Paz seguirá haciendo en el futuro, no lo sé todavía. Quizás nos juntemos con otra organización, pero el evento tiene que seguir porque es para beneficio del condado. Pero por ahorita sabemos que Círculos de Paz está muy agradecido por el apoyo, pero cada vez a como crece, queremos hacer un buen trabajo y no queremos que nada se nos salga de nuestras manos. Así que esa pregunta el otro año quizás tengas la respuesta.
Muy bien.
To be continued.
Sí, crece cada año, ¿no?
Va a seguir
Sí,
creciendo.
sigue creciendo. Muy bien. Thank you, Blanca. Dr. P. So I have this lump right here that I want you to check out. No, Dr. Pereira from Mariposa Community Health Center. You guys are a big part of this event every year. So first, I want to ask what you guys do for the event. ¿Qué hacen ustedes para este evento? Tienen un tent, ¿no? ¿Y por qué es importante tener ese tent y lo que hacen?
No, thank you for that. And before I answer the question, I want to make sure that people should know that Nogales is a beautiful community. We have beautiful people, great food, and this is a good place to visit. We just need to get them here. I think once they experience us, they're likely to come back. I'm very fortunate when we invite people to our clinic. They are impressed with Nogales and the people and all of that. So I think we just need to find a way to get them here and experience our culture, our food, our people. So I just want to make sure that is said. I think to answer the question, we have partnered with Circles of Peace. This is our third year, I believe. And so Mariposa, we're a primary care office. We do family medicine, OBGYN, internal medicine and pediatrics. We do radiology, we do other services. In our case, we partner with Circles of Peace to provide medical services. Even though we work with our partners in emergency services, we are able to create a space, treat minor injuries, perhaps allergic reactions, vomiting and dehydration. We're able to bring IV fluids. We have some medications with us. We have ice. We can treat sprains and all that some cyclists may suffer. And of course, we can assess the situation and make a determination whether they need a high level of care, and then we work with MS to transfer them to the hospital.
That's very awesome. It's very important, I think, for an event like this to have a tent where like basic medical care can be given for things like hydration, like you said. And even though it is October, estamos en Nogales, and it gets hot. Now, why is this type of thing so important? Having a tent like this, and we just mentioned dehydration and stuff. But I mean, some of these races they're up to 80, 70 miles. So, like, you know, like what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
No, I think I mean, I think there are a couple of reasons. Like everybody said, Mariposa is an integral part of the community, provide medical services, and we continue to grow thanks to everyone. So we want to be there. We want to be at the table providing medical services when they need us. And so I think integrating in our name has the word community for a reason. We're called Mariposa Community Health Center. It's not the typical doctor's office, and that's okay. I'm not saying anything about that, but rather that we engage our community in many, many ways. And if you know our Community Health Services Department, they do an awesome job out there in visiting our community. But it's very important to be at the table, very important to work with our colleagues, and just a lot of fun to be here and share with all of you. So I think that's the reason we do. And the other reason is the medical piece. I mean, there are a lot of things that don't need to go to the hospital, that we can manage here. We can assess. We'll have a physician tomorrow and a nurse, and they can determine what the issue is. Last year, most of the things were managed here. I believe we started a couple of IV fluids, medications, so it can help the rider, reduce costs for everyone, so it's a win-win.
Now, another question I have is actually about cycling itself and its impact on this community. With the race like this and the rise of organizations like Cero Stress, that I'm sure has had a health impact on the community. Is that something that's been reflected in what Mariposa is seeing? I mean, we may not have the data for this, but
you mean in terms of the stress in medical care? Oh yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, we know that physicians and other healthcare providers under significant stress. There's a common word that we use called burnout. There are other words for that, but we put a lot of emphasis into that. In order to serve you, we have to have healthy providers. We have to have them healthy, both physically and mentally. And when you practice medicine for a long time, like I have, the mental piece is probably as essential as the physical piece. So we work hard on that. We intervene quickly. We develop a number of protocols over the years to be able to do that. We want to have healthy nurse practitioners, healthy doctors to be able to serve all of you. So it's essential for us. It's at the top of the list, along with serving all of you.
all right. So I have a personal attestament to this. Is I was in the best shape of my life when I was cycling, and so if anything, this is proof that you should not stop cycling. And actually, when I was in great shape from cycling, that was actually directly thankful to Cero Stress for providing me a bike that I started using instead of my car.
So
Yeah.
we're glad to be here. Thanks to our partners, and we'll be here early tomorrow morning.
All right. And so I actually have one more question for Sandra about the booth that you guys set up, the tent that you guys set up.
Thank you. So we want to make sure everybody is hydrated. We don't want as many visits to your tent. So we're going to be providing waters and Coca-Colas, as well as they call them sweat towels. We kind of wet them so that when the riders arrive, they, first of all, we greet them with a big smile and happy that they're back. And we just want them to feel comfortable, happy that they've accomplished what they set up themselves to do. And we're going to have a lot of volunteers from the company South 32, but also volunteers from the community. So just a big shout out to everybody that's going to be helping at the South 32 tent tomorrow. We look forward to seeing all of you. Bring your smile, bring your happiness. I can't wait. Thank you
very much. So I'm going to turn to the audience now to see if you guys have any questions before I continue. Any questions from the audience? No? Do you have any questions?
No, pero, digo, me parece muy interesante todo lo que comentan, obviamente, el impacto que ha tenido en la comunidad que se realicen este tipo de eventos. Pero sí me gustaría saber, ¿qué se hace para atraer también a los ciclistas de México? Vimos en la anterior gesta heroica, por ejemplo, allá en la carrera en Mascareñas, que fue un grupo completo de ciclistas de aquí en Nogales, Arizona, iba gente de Tucson, venía gente no sé si de Phoenix también bajaba. ¿Qué se hace también para llamar a esos ciclistas? Porque de hecho, ahorita me encontré un buen amigo que vive en Nogales, Sonora, y que me dijo que se estaba preparando precisamente para esta carrera. ¿Cómo ha estado esa participación? ¿Qué tanto viene la gente también a ayudar?
Es muy buena la participación que tenemos en Nogales, Sonora. En el registro yo diría 20-30% quizás vienen de Nogales, Sonora. No sé específicamente si de Nogales, pero viene mucha gente de Hermosillo, mucha gente de Obregón. Creo que los mismos ciclistas se han encargado de pasar la voz de la experiencia que tienen en el Nogales Bicycle Classic, y eso hace que se sigan registrando. Entonces, a nosotros nos gustaría más adelante poder contar con algún permiso, ya sea de migración, a través de los consulados, para poder traer ciclistas los cuales se enfrenten ese reto, ¿no? De no tener a lo mejor una visa de turista para poder venir, pero es algo que se puede hablar más adelante con el consulado.
Y la otra cuestión que también va relacionada con ese tema, pero por ejemplo, obviamente la carrera tiene un impacto muy positivo no solo en lo saludable, en lo económico y en la cultura que se hace, pero ¿cómo podríamos decirle a esa gente que no se ha decidido en participar de aquí o de allá para que vengan y participen? O sea, ¿cuál es el impacto directo que llega a la comunidad después de un evento como este?
Yo creo que además de lo que han hablado sobre el impacto económico, lo que podemos decir es es crear comunidad. Al momento que yo me registro para una carrera, así sea profesional o no, estoy aportando para una agencia que ayuda directamente a su comunidad. Yo creo que en Círculos de Paz estamos decididos a crear comunidad, no solamente ser parte de la comunidad. Entonces, nosotros los invitamos a que se sientan parte, participando, ya sea inscribiéndose en la carrera o a lo mejor viniendo como voluntarios o solamente como espectadores y ver lo que está pasando. Entonces, es crear esa comunidad.
Thank you very much. You got another question? Yes.
So I've done this race before, but
So I've done this race plenty of times before, and it makes sense to me, but there are plenty of folks back home who either have no idea what cycling is or how this race is going to pan out. I guess in other terms, because my parents might be watching or my parents might be listening to these recordings right now, how does this race generally pan out? When do the attacks start flying? When do the moves start being made? And ultimately, how is this race decided?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the reasons why we really like coming here for the state championship is that it has a good mix of terrain. It's not super hilly, right? You want a good balanced course when you're trying to determine a champion, right? You want something that, it's not going to favor someone who's good at, going really fast in the last 200 meters, right? A sprinter, you might say. You don't want someone who is, super skinny like me, who can go uphill really fast and only winning, right? You want it to be available for everyone, right? Because when it only suits one type of rider, then that's the only person who's going to show up, right? And I think that's the reason why we see so many participants here, is that it is an approachable venue, right? That we're having. And so I think to Joe's question, like how is this going to pan out? In the end, it depends, right? It depends on the event, depends on who's in the field and who's got spicy legs and wants to go long and like try to go solo for 40 miles or 60 miles or whatever it may be, or chances are in the pro race, it's probably going to be 5 of us coming together at the same time on the finish line, and it's all going to be about timing, right? If you time it too late, then you're going to lose the sprint because you're going to cross the line, second place, something like that, because you waited too long. So I think the finish of this race is going to be super, super exciting tomorrow. So I think if there's, people who are wondering what to do on Saturday morning at like 10 o'clock, make their way down here, grab some breakfast tacos or something like that, and camp out on the finish line and watch the excitement, right? Because you're going to see people coming in solo winning, and you're going to see people, duking it out in the last, 200 meters going 45, 50 miles an hour, for that win. And then you're also going to see, you know, the families out there having a great time, right? The kids doing the 22 miles and have never done anything like that in their life, and that's super special too. And I think that's another unique aspect of this is it brings together all those different types of abilities into one place. It's not just the super fast, you know, lycra-clad road warriors like Joe and I. It's everyone else out here having a good time too, and that's really important.
Anything else that you want to add?
You know, John, a quick question.
Yeah.
I would suggest that we record what you said and we put a video on the website for next year. I think the way you describe it is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
You spoke about the cycling itself, the terrain, the family. Everything that you said is exactly what we're looking for. If there's a way of recording that today or tomorrow, whenever, and use it as a marketing tool for next year, I think will bring a lot of people because you described what riders look for. I have a different interest in medical. We have different ways of community engagement. But you're the writer, and people are looking for that kind of thing. So if you could record that, I think we'll do better next
Oh,
year.
I would love to. I have a vested interest in helping this event succeed.
Edgardo, you heard him right? All right. I actually had another follow-up question about that. Well, first I wanted to clarify that when he was talking about the hardcore riders and he said Joe, he was not talking about me. There's a lot of Joes here. Now, you said that this is also, it is great for the hardcore riders who are competitive and want to, but it's also an amazing event for families, right? So maybe somebody is watching right now and they're on the fence about whether or not they want to participate. So if they're beginners or they're, you know, they don't have a lot of experience, what should they look forward to about, or can we do to convince them to register right now?
So, you know, if they want to jump in right now, I would recommend, you know, coming out for the 22 mile, right? It's very doable. I know it sounds intimidating, like, oh, 22 miles, can I really ride my bike that far? I guarantee you, everyone, if you haven't done it in a long time, it's okay. You can totally do that, and no one's gonna have a bad time, right? If you go out there and you ride at 12 miles an hour, which everyone can get on the bike and ride at 12 miles an hour right now, I guarantee it, and it would take you a little over an hour and change to do that. Totally feasible, right?
Yeah,
And you'd
no
have a great
better.
time. And it's not a super, you know, arduous course. That's the 22 mile. It's got a little bit of climbing on it, but it's not too much out there. Or if they're like, well, you know what, this looks really fun. Maybe I want to come out for 2026. Well, now you got a whole year to prep for that, right? So now they watched it finish this year, and now they can go out and they can get a bike from the organization you mentioned, Zero Stress, right? And they can start, you know, training for that full year to get ready for it, right? And so they can, you know, build a training plan and build up, maybe doing the 60 mile or 70 mile, and maybe then it's a jumping block for them to go do Tour de Tucson, you know, in a month.
All right. Thank you very much. I had another question that I completely. Oh yeah, health. Sorry. So now I figured you may be the best person to answer this. Somebody who wants to get into cycling.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, maybe they don't want to be competitive, but they want to you know, maybe get into a little bit better shape, be more physical. I mean, it's great for mental health, of course, as well as physical health. What can we do to motivate them?
Yeah, so the big thing to keep in mind is cycling is for everyone. And that's something that USA Cycling is really, and Arizona Cycling is really focused on, that it's not all about the racing side. The racing side is really fun, it's really fun to watch stuff, but the sport and just the activity is for everyone in general. And so I think one of the good outcomes that can come from an event like this is it can help inspire the urban planners, which I teach. I'm a professor at the U of A in urban planning and sustainability, and that can inspire the urban planning in the city to like start investing more in bike infrastructure, which can get people who are on the fence about riding because maybe they don't feel safe to start doing so. Because the big thing is, right, you only need about 200 minutes a week of cardio activity to have lower rates of obesity and diabetes and cardiovascular disease and all this stuff. And if you divide that up over doing little trips throughout the week, 15-minute ride to the grocery store, 15-minute ride to go see a friend at a cafe or something like that, that's only riding like a mile or two, right, at 12 miles an hour. That you easily meet that 200 minutes or so, and you don't have to go to the gym to walk on a treadmill, right? And it's way more fun to go out and ride your bike. And in a state like we're in southern Arizona, you can ride 11, 10 months out of the year. I mean, yes, in the summer you got to ride a little bit earlier, but you can ride almost every single day here, and that's something that you don't get to see everywhere else.
And it works multiple parts of your body as well, right?
Yeah, it's not just your legs and your quads, right? It's your heart, it's your lungs, it's good mental health, it's everything.
All right. And you also mentioned, yes, so you mentioned that you're a professor at the U of A. So I may tap you as a resource for articles in the future.
Absolutely.
I did not know that about you. All right, so we're going to move on now to the awards presentation. And let me get some photos. All right, so let's start off with the Santa Cruz Community Foundation. Mr. Coppola. Now, these awards are for the financial sponsors, the main financial sponsors for the event. Sandra Moraga, South 32. Yeah, we don't have City of Nogales here, but I don't know.
Yeah, I can take it.
Okay, Chief. And then, of course, Roy Bermudez from Unisource Energy Services. Okay. And the certificate. I can't speak. For the Consulado General de México Nogales, Paula Ramirez Valenzuela, on behalf of. All right, and then again, Chief, Nogales Police Department. Pieces of these are falling off. We'll fix them later. And then, of course, for Joey Uliano, there's Arizona Bicycle Racing Association. Thank you very, very much. Again, if you are watching this, there is still time to register. You guys have another hour to register. And they can register online, or they can come down here and register, right? Yeah, so you can come to Circles of Peace on Morley Avenue to register, or you can register online at nogalesbicycleclassic.org. Yes, all right. So yeah, come on in. There's going to be the Border Cycling Fiesta and the Family Fun Ride at 9 a.m. And I mean, I know we're running out of time, but can you give a little bit breakdown on what the Family Fun Ride is and the Border Cycling Fiesta?
Free rides for every family, child, it doesn't matter the age. You just need to have a helmet, the cost of your helmet, and a bike and a destination.
And no need to register for that one?
For registration, you can just come on Patton at 9:20.
And cycling with the community is fun. Like competition aside, cycling with community is a lot of fun. All right, so we're going with that. We are going to close. Thank you so much for participating in our panel and for what you guys do for the event and for the community. Can we give them all a round of applause? All right, thank you guys so much, and thank you guys for watching and participating in this event.